You already know who it is. I am back at it again. And we're going to talk about the fight between Zhang and Joseph Parker. This was the fight. This was the controversial fight. This was the fight that had me a little bit like, what am I looking at right now? Am I... It was that one, yo. Honestly, I'm going to keep it a beam with you. Like, that fight was just... There was a lot of things that were just kind of... Towards that end of the fight when the scorecards came out that didn't make sense to me. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't scoring the fight. So I kind of, I didn't even, I forgot. I thought the fight was Saturday night. I honestly thought these fights were Saturday night. Boxing's been throwing me some curveballs because usually you get those big time fights on Saturday. I'm so used to that where it's like all of a sudden Friday nights I'm getting big fights too. So we're going back to the old days, like the 80s and stuff. You know what I mean? Whereas Las Vegas Saturday nights, right? Unless it's the little, ESPN Friday night fights and all the other stuff that goes on. But yeah, so we got the Friday night fight. So this is in Saudi Arabia. Joseph Parker, Zhang. Now, I didn't score the fight. I don't want to sit down here and be like, oh, it was this, it was that, it was this. No. But it was a little bit suspect. I was kind of looking from afar. It was a little extremely suspect. And I had Zhang winning the fight, and I honestly thought he won the fight, and I thought, not even just thought he won the fight, it looked like he won the fight. The eye test showed me this was the guy who win the fight. He got 2 knockdowns, and he won a unanimous, and Joseph Parker still managed to win a unanimous decision. Didn't really do anything. Didn't really do anything anything spectacular where it was kind of like, oh, snap, this guy's that guy. You get where I'm coming from? Oh, this is, he wasn't no head turner like, huh? It was none of that. It was more like this guy's getting his ass handed to him. Now, I have to go back. I'm going to probably go back. Maybe I might not even go back. I might go back. I might go not. Watch the fight again and then give you a real scorecard. But just off the eye test alone, no volume, no nothing, Joseph Parker did not win that fight. He did not win that fight. Zhang got the best of him. He had a late rally at the end of the fight, but Zhang won that fight. Now, I'm gonna put on my thoughts on this right here. This is where I'm thinking potentially. I think they're trying to free Zhang out of here. If I hope there's a rematch clause. I saw some of the rematch clause. I don't know if it's for Joseph Parker or if it's for both fighters. But my only thing is this: Joseph Parker, and let's not be real, it's not the first time Joseph Parker lost to Andy Ruiz, and they gave that fight they gifted him that decision. Andy Ruiz went over there. I believe they fought in New Zealand or something. And Andy Ruiz went over there and handed it to him. Beat him. Just outboxed him and still lost the fight. You got to be kidding me. This is boxing for you. I tell people all the time, this sport is a crook sport. This is not a fair sport. But, hey, a lot of sports are starting to become crook sports. I mean, even the major sports, even the top, you're starting to see certain things, especially with gambling going on and stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that that will eventually be uncovered. I'm not going to be the whistleblower for that. You guys go and do your research and your homework, but you'll start to see a lot of your favorite athletes. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scene. This is entertainment business, so it is what it is. But yeah. So basically, from what I've seen, what I'm observing, just doing the eye test, I didn't have him winning that fight. I think Zhang got the 2 knockdowns. I think Zhang outboxed him. Zhang did put in a lot of work. His work rate was next to it was really good. But the thing that I'm thinking is this: Joseph, I honestly think, because if Zhang won that fight, Zhang would obviously be either next up to fight Anthony Joshua or the winner of Usyk and Tyson Fury. I don't believe those guys want to fight that guy. I don't think he's 40 years old. He's from China. Doesn't have no real fan base or anything like that. He's kind of the guy they're just kind of pushing aside. You see what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, if he's the guy they're pushing aside, it's kind of like, they're using Joseph Parker. Like, yeah, Joseph Parker is cool. Da-da-da. Listen, it's in Saudi Arabia. Frank Warren and what's his name over here is promoting this fight as well. Eddie Hearn. And then there's also the other promotional teams as well, and His Excellency, the Arabia Saudi family, and there's a whole bunch of these people involved, and it's kind of like, I don't know. To me, I just think that this guy, they try to feed him to Wilder to get Wilder out of here, Wilder ended up losing to Joseph Parker, and then Joseph Parker lost the fight, and they still gave him the win. And it's kind of like, and Zhang's over, he can't speak English, so he can't even defend himself. You see what I'm saying? He has to go to an interpreter and be like, whoa. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm sure he knows a bit of English, but like not really fluent in English. So it's kind of tough, you know, and I've seen that happen before in boxing where people can't defend themselves. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's kind of like it's unfortunate, you know. But I believe he deserved to win that fight. That was a fight he should have won. And I believe if he won that fight, God forbid Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Alexander Usyk end up they draw or something like that, then the easiest fight for Joshua is to go fight Joseph Parker. He doesn't have to. He could just be like, I'll just go fight Joseph Parker. A fight he knows he could win, a fight that he already won. This is just me putting out that theory, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, regardless of whatever, it's my thoughts, my train of thought. I honestly saying he's my favorite fighter, da da da. It's just like, where's Wilder? Where's Zhang? Where's Big Baby Miller? Where's Jared Miller? Where's like some of these other heavyweights that, you know, they're just trying to like make it in this little like kind of, I don't know. There's just certain other fighters that I think should be getting. Andrew Ruiz, where's him? Like, where's these guys in the conversation? Like, why aren't their names being brought up in the conversation? I get it, Wilder lost, yeah. Wilder made an excuse, okay, cool. But at the same time, it's like, yo, aren't you going to still fight this guy? Jarrell Miller, Daniel Dubois, like, where are the other names? It's like, oh, they're just throwing out 3 names or whatever. And Ngannou as well. Like, we saw what happened with Ngannou. Ngannou shouldn't even be boxing at this level. He should be fighting literally in basements and stuff, but at this or whatever, in pubs or whatever, in small venues where. But I get it. He's the name. He has a marquee name, so you're gonna use him for the name, right? That's the name recognition, right? But still, I honestly think that like Joseph Parker lost that fight, yo. He didn't win that fight, and I know people in New Zealand, all of them are all celebrating, but I'm like, what are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? Like what? He beat Zhang? Did he beat Zhang? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is where I'm coming from. It's just like there's so much robbery going on in boxing right now. And there's just so much kind of like, there's a lot of politics in the sport, you know? Like, I'm just seeing it. Like, even with the lower weight classes, with the Canelo and David Benavidez, you know what I mean? And it's just like the Devin Haney situation with Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis. And it's just like Ryan Garcia is now acting, he's pretending to be nut job. He's trying to be crazy. Just like all this weirdo stuff going on, right? So he can get out of the fight with Devin Haney. And then it's like, come on, man. Like, if okay, whatever. I'm not going to go off topic, but let's get back to topic. But like I was saying before, I honestly think that Joseph Parker did not win that fight. I think Zhang beats him. If they fought 3 times in a row, Zhang would beat him all 3 times. Zhang's biggest mistake is he should have KO'd him. He should have went for it, just knocked him out. No ifs, buts, or ands. No conversation. Just the rest is history. All she wrote. But the problem is he didn't even do that. So because he didn't do that, he left room for this conversation. You go to the judges. You don't know who the judge. You don't know who judges are favoring. You don't know what the judges are seeing. You don't even know. It's human beings. You know? And then on top of that too, you don't know who could have said what, or who's in their ear, or what could have been told to them, or how much money they could have been broken off, or what scenarios that were brought to them and they're following the script. So this is where you have to get this guy out of here, Zhang. You know, I don't speak Chinese, Zhang, or Mandarin, or Cantonese or any of that. So you got to just go do what you got to do and get this guy out of here. You know, now you know you're not winning no decisions against certain people. If you fought Joshua, they'll do the same thing with you. If you fought Fury, they would have done the same thing with you. Maybe Wilder, they would have let you got out of here and be like, yeah, you won that. But outside of that, So now you know. As far as Joseph Parker goes, Joseph Parker is not appealing. I'm sorry. This is that fight. If that fight was on the undercard, I probably wouldn't even been doing a post-fight reaction on this. I'm just keeping it a buck. I get he's from New Zealand, you know what I mean, but at the same time, I'm not really too crazy about Joseph Parker, bro. That's just me. Anyways, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, yo, chime in the comment section, and yo, we're out of here. Peace.